absolutely bizarre. Right. I am back. All I wanted to do before was right-click disable preview. Sadly, the VOD split in two, but I mean, that's all I would be doing, highlighting it anyway. I usually go into the highlighter and split VODs into different categories of games so that I can export them to YouTube. So, where were we? Seek reiteration, probe deeper. Prisoners to resume descent and explore until further notice. Subject evaluation. The quadrant has been sealed off to establish a controlled environment where newly awoken subjects are rated. Booster modules will be spent to prisoners that receive crystal-encased artifacts. Objective stack update. Free weekend! Unit 23. Neonate HSU contents require resuscitation. Resuscitation? Collateral resource loss acceptable. One objective, main. I feel like we're being watched. The warden is always watching. No, something else. 800 meters below ground. With an artifact 100. As I was saying before I disconnected, I played some of Rundown 6, but we didn't beat Rundown 6. So we played a little bit of early access. How am I doing? Am I alive? The live counter is still counting. And yet my phone is not counting. Am I back? Yes. Screen's updating on my phone. Been awarded with 2 boosters. That's fine. Damage and glow stick proximity. Med efficiency and revival speed, half useless. Regen cap. Let's have a look. New. Projectile resistance. Yes. Old. Bunch of empties. Projectile resistance. Yes. 94% revive speed. Special action resist but melee damage down. I'm not going to use any bold, they're pretty rare. We still have this, the Hanaway. I think that's what I want. Secondary, the Mastaba. With the bio-tracker and the sledgehammer. So something that was mentioned in the review was the inconsistency with headshot damage, and I don't know if that is something that's changed. Although I will say I normally run with weapons that can one-shot headshot. I don't run with SMGs or anything like that, because their accuracy and their efficiency per ammo is abysmal. If you're running something that can't one-tap in this game, it almost feels like a waste. The loading always buffers a little bit. It's not your end, it's mine, don't worry. Oh shit. Game is running a bit abysmally. Actually, hey. Hang on. Where are my settings? Because I'm probably running this as super duper as I could. Texture size, full fog resolution for quality. Shadow resolution requires restart. On high. Go to medium, that requires a restart. SSAO, low. Super sampling ambient occlusion can't be disabled, come on. Layer shadows, contact shadows, anisotropic filtering off, depth of field, bloom, subsurface scattering off. Even though it looks, okay, no, that looks so good, you can't not have that. It's basically part of the game. Fog diffusion quality, CPU culling workload controls the granularity of CPU culling operations. A higher value improves GPU performance at the cost of CPU. Small. Shadow updates per frame? No. Max render Q frames. Sample noise. Noise to certain effects make them appear smoother. No. Save. That can go off. That can go low. I didn't apply it before, did I? So, does it look on stream? I might actually have to restart. A bit of a scavenge. It's running fine on stream. Do I have a VSync setting? Display. Anti-aliasing none. Target frame rate. $60. Vertical view, motion blur on. Disable. What is dithering? Save. It's running a bit better. At least on my end. I'm gonna wait a little bit to see the stream on my phone. It's fine. It's actually running surprisingly well for a game released last year. I normally don't have any hope of this. Do a refill. I see one. Okay. Right. Well, down to business. This can't just be like a casual playthrough to test whether the updates are actually messed up. We have to actually play. That one's through the door. We have 2 over there. My keybinds are gone. Are they gone? Hang on. Why does that not work? Oh, hang on. They're backwards. Aim. Fire. There you go. Crouch C. Everything else looks the same except the clicks. Flashlight on F. Map on M. Communication menu, middle mouse, ping, mouse middle. Oh. Let's get it off then, shall we? Let's go over there.
Sleepers.
There's a little bit of stuttering still, but I do have a couple of... And what does that replace? Nothing. I get to keep him. A little bit of stuttering I could probably replace by restarting. They react to movement, not to light or sight, so you're actually fine so long as you don't move when they do. Lock motor. Have to remember that. This terminal isn't usable, is it? So far this seems... Actually, let me grab that lock motor. There's a lock over here, isn't there? Wait till this stops clicking. One more at least. There's the terminal. Another one over there. I want to lock that door behind me.
We got sleepers. Don't make a sound. We'd be overrun in no time.
No. How do I get my thing out? Lock motor. Thank you. There's another one right there. Oh, I'm so lucky he didn't spot me. Hey, calm down, Music Man. I want to be further away for this. I've got my buttons backwards! Somehow still. Ah. Okay, that should not be the case. Shit, okay. So I have to live with half of my mouse buttons being backwards? The hammer's the right way around. Why was the gun backwards? Alright. So I either switch them back. Hang on. Gameplay invert mouse. Didn't work. Invert mouse seems to do nothing. Left hand mode enabled. That works. Now the hammer's backwards. Got it. Okay. Well, that was a bit of a mess up. We only took one hit. I don't really want to waste the boosters I put onto this character though, so... Where are we? Terminal 657. What is query? Missing parameter query ID, query HSU123. We are looking for... Query command of the terminal to gather information about the location of HCR A02? Zone 49 to get it close enough to find the item. Got it. I can do that. We are in zone 43. Can I just go 43? I thought I used to have to type zone 43, but I think I can just go list 43. You do have to ignore everything that has a 4-3 in it. Security door 843, for example, is probably not in zone 43. If you want to be specific, you would go zone underscore 43. And you'll see there might be a difference in the list there. 843 is in zone 43. There you go. The locker's all the way down at the end of the list though. Locker 661 does not have anything below it. 430 and 443 are not in the same list. That actually seemed to have a pretty high hit rate. Security door 843 actually being here was complete red herring. It means if I go list 44, that should find everything in zone 44. Apparently nothing. Check. Even less. Zone 45. Door 445 in zone 45. I wonder if they are actually named like that on purpose. This is zone 45.
Hey! I have a way to unlock that door for you, but you have to do something for me first.
Jesus, mate.
There's a terminal near you. I need you to type in something for me.
I don't trust you in the slightest.
Wait. Where is it? Where did I... Oh, here! Recycle group 7A42, okay? Recycle group 7A42. Time to get the revolution started. A42.
getting wrong? Oh. Wait, what? Resuscitate neonate HSU. Is that called the HSUs? We're in zone 44, right? That's entering security zone 45, passage to 46 to 49. What are we in at the moment? 43. We're in zone 43 at the moment. River lock motors. Kinda wanna shut that door. I'm not gonna burn a melter for it. Medic pack, better than a tool refill, because I can't use a tool refill. I have infinity tool. Fact. Oh, this is where we were before. So, Viking and gunk. The fact I can see in this map is making me slightly. Security sequence. This is where I'm actually going to struggle. I do not have any stuff on me to help me slow down the horde if it ever does reach me. Door in emergency lockdown, unable to operate. We have one guy through here. Two.
Sleepers.
We're good. We actually didn't get tagged and recovered from that pretty well. Even though he screamed, no actual alert. Is there anything even in here? Honestly, so far, I am still a little confused by that review I read. This seems more or less exactly how I left it. This is a sledgehammer door. Besides, for some reason, keybind's always being reset when I boot this game up. Although, I should point out, most of my key bindings are intact. It was just the clicking that threw me off because the hammer was right but the gun fired when I went to ADS. Not exactly how you want to prep and line up your shots and take things slowly. Or lock motors. Full set of lock motors is 5, apparently. Right. This place is useless. Which sadly means I do not have any cryogel. I do not have any turrets. I have nothing. I have a revolver. And a rifle. With barely a couple of rounds left in the magazine. It's good. 88 health with an ammo pack. Thank you. I use this E. 92 on the revolver, 51 on the DMR, but I'm gonna need all the ammo I can get right now because
Bioscan frame here.
Please step into the bioscan.
I was expecting an alarm.
Bioscan sequence completed. Door unlocked.
Right. More locomotives. Need a torch if I can just see. What's Cernoian? Ah. Okay. Cycle Group 7842 is indeed listed there as a command. Wait, info. Is that a new command? I don't remember info being there before. Terminal 7 at 317, located in Zone 44. One available log. That is probably just the automated log. Which, if we do read, pretty sure it gives you a fancy little fake IP address. Fake little IP address. IPv11 451193-2E. It's like a weird amalgamation of a MAC address and an IP address. The 2E at the end definitely smacks of MAC. Or a hardware address if you... What? Now, I'm gonna take this guy's word for it. You doing it?
Get over here.
Was not expecting that. Also ammo check. Making sure before I turn my back that I actually have nothing coming at me. I do not have anything close enough of enough firepower to take down a big guy with one shot, but I can do it with mag. Now I need to query. Order Zone 45 unlocked. Navigate to Zone 49 to find NCR-AO2. That's needed. I'm not making a choice here. That's just needed for the story. Alright. Curious. I was not expecting a scan. Checkpoint scan.
Bioscan.
Please step into the bioscan.
Every time I'm so conditioned to these just setting off alarms. This is weird.
Checkpoint reached.
Oh, boy.
Prisoners! You awake?
Look, can you
I
not?
got the HSUs. Good job. I'm gonna wake up Maddox first. He's a clever one, mechanically minded. Might be able to make us tools or even weapons. Okay, here goes. Here. Here. Pull here. Open.
I could do with you not screaming. This is a very, very quiet, sneaky game.
Hey, Maddox? Oh, what's wrong with you? Maybe you should sit down. Get off of me! Don't!
No way. You guys having fun?
Stay Stay away! I'll stick you again if I have to. No!
Oh, there's nothing here.
Maddox. What did I do? Why did you make me do that? I have to check my notes.
Alright. The main characters have names. Seafoam grenade is definitely useful. What does that replace? The lock motor? Deal. There's another one over here too. New one at a time. Just have to remember where they are and come back and get them. More light sticks. This one is also bio-locked from another terminal by the looks. No, class 2 alarm, security scan sequence. Meds. Where's my meds? One use left on both? Well, we will just have to come grab it later. Same as the seafoam. Worst case, we can get into a scuffle or two spare now. Does this one have an alarm? We're probably gonna have to go through all of them, aren't we? This is the Zone 49.
Seems we need a purple key card here. Do we have that?
Purple keycard's gonna be through the one with the alarm. We do have a third door. We cannot. This is this. I don't like this. This one's already locked under a class 2 alarm. This one has a couple of people in there, so if we open this, we would be... The thing is, you can't just set the alarm off and then hide, because it does the same scan thing you've been seeing. All 4 doors in and out of this room are security doors. They cannot be closed once open. Oh, actually, do I stand corrected? Give me that other grenade. I may not be able to buy myself much time, but... what was through this other doorway over here? One lonely. The lonely is on the other side of that wall too. He's not even actually in there.
Get in the bioscan.
Please step into the bioscan.
Next part. Here they
It's
go.
gonna get worse. Be ready.
Irene.
Bioscan sequence completed. Door unlocked.
I am dead. I am so dead. Oh my lord. Is it Q? Thank you. This is what not prepping looks like. This is what not prepping looks like. Okay. Prepping is normally turrets, seafoam. Excuse the sound. Prepping is normally turrets, seafoam. You usually have a variety of people with a variety of weapons. My weapons require I headshot. If I headshot, I also don't guarantee kill them with a headshot. I can just stop them using certain attacks if I explode their torso, I guess. Yeah. I don't think... Oh, look. Shush. I don't think I can solo this unless they give me one without a security checkpoint. We actually got pretty decent. If I use both grenades, I probably could have survived that. There wasn't a ton. Still, not super massively different from what I remember. The only thing is the story obviously having continued on without me. Story having continued on without me, I don't really know who these new characters are or if we're playing new characters. When we were on Expedition Rundown 3, we had distinct characters with distinct visual styles. We were playing Rundown 3 as 4 specific people. Since now we have all this customization stuff, I don't know if the official release dropped in new blank characters, and those people from the early access were like a prequel story, and now we're like, we could be helping those prequel people out, and I think I may have seen or heard one of them be murdered. I don't know who Maverick or Schaefer is. I hope the original cast aren't killed off that quickly, considering how few people there are alive in this game. But we played something new. Characters from the official GTFO wiki. There's a couple of people that work for the organization that keeps dropping us in. I played Rundown 3, 4, 5 and touched a little bit of 6, but never beat anything from 6. Rundown 5 and 6 were absolutely blockbuster, and this is something I'm actually a little cautious about. I'm aware if you can find copies of the game that have the files of Rundown 2, if you get the game running without updating, you will just have Rundown 2. As far as servers and connecting to other players, I don't know. You can play them solo. I know if you just replace the files, whatever those files are that hold the rundown, are stored locally on the computer. So, because here's the catch that I always struggle with. GTFO is never going to be a game unless I play it with other people. Like, playing this solo doesn't work, but I don't have other people that play it, right? Which means that if everyone else dips out from the game like they have, you played 3, 4, 5, a little bit of 6, and then the entirety of Rundown 6 basically went past us. I think we still had one mission left in Rundown 5, because we kept getting our asses kicked in one of the later game ones. And Rundown 7 we haven't even touched. So, my complaint about the game, if I were going to give it a negative review, is that how on earth does anyone joining this game 2 weeks from now pick up the story? They're going to be dropped into a story that's being treated like an ecosystem. And have no idea about how it got there. Well, besides all of that, it is a fun game. It hasn't changed as much, and I still am kind of confused. I will admit, I didn't actually get the tab thing to work properly. I do remember it doesn't tab autocomplete the whole thing. It tab autocompletes to the next variable. Same as what most bootloaders and I believe Linux does something similar where Debian actually does a pretty comprehensive tab complete because they then list all of the variables you can type in. But having worked with Grub Bootloader, that one is definitely just tab until you get any input variable and then it doesn't tab autocomplete any further. Which is what this runs as. It tabs and does not display the next variable. The other stuff, I could read between the lines with stuff like the uncertain headshot damage, because definitely headshot damage is one thing, but then you get those other mobs that will then have the tongue attack, the melee. They go from range to melee sometimes. And because the DMR, the runaway here, has just enough damage to down some of the weaker enemies, but the mid-range ones it doesn't. Those are the ones that then get you with the tongue attack. But I could understand that as being hard to read sometimes. And to be fair, that's probably something I could say in general about this game. It is hard to read. You kind of have to know what you're getting into. Still, I need to bully my friends to come back and play this. I really actually want to play more of this game. Especially knowing it streams this well. I didn't see a whole lot of frame drops. It actually seemed to be quite smooth. Surprisingly. Bear in mind, you know, we did have the hiccup with it, with OBS crashing and everything else getting a bit slow. But I've been wanting to stream GDFO for such a long time too, because I bought the game back in March, and we played a crap ton out of it, but I don't think I ever played it on stream. It was a very quick, short test. How long are we going? For an hour. Well, I've at least satiated my curiosity that the game was super different or super broken from the last time I played, because that was what I got from the review, was that everything was messed up that I used to like, but it's all still there. Just makes me even more curious to kind of see what that friend group went through. They put 4 hours into it each, which is fascinating. But for, like, I can get being frustrated and being like, yeah, this was a waste of money. Don't like it, it wasn't what I wanted kind of deal, because it is a very niche game. But the cons list is what absolutely confused me, because half of that stuff just isn't what I'm getting out of the game. To be fair, frame drops, of course, you know, that's a bit like per person. But for me to be running it with OBS open, I feel like most people should be fine. I mean, you've seen how No Man's Sky runs. Even Deep Rock sometimes has a couple of frame drops. But like the sound design, can't tell where what is coming from, that non-existent thing. I think the sound design is brilliant. It's one of the few games, and I will say, no game that I have played to this day seems to be able to get height in the sound system. But that's the only thing I ever had a complaint about, was that if something is above me, I hear it as if it's on my level. There's no distortion or fade for it being a floor above or a floor below, which could help phenomenally if there was just like a filter to make it sort of muffled so you knew it wasn't actually behind you. Especially in a game like that where you're trying so hard to sneak, if you hear a clicker right to your left, you're going to absolutely shit yourself. So having that slight muffle on a floor above or a floor below can save you so much stress. I don't remember if the bio tracker works from height too. I'm curious to know what they actually have to say though, because it really does defy what experience I get out of the game. What are we going to end on then? We've played for an extra hour. I booted back up the stream. We can't just end. What do we switch to? I do have a couple of card games actually. Cultist Simulator was a card game I picked up. Solitaire Conspiracy is a very simple card game, but apparently has a bit of a story behind it, which I don't mind. There's a game I did want to play, but I'm not playing it tonight. The premise is that the game itself is irrelevant. I just want to play a mini game from that game. Because you can spend forever doing that mini game. It's just stupid. It's me just being a bit stupid, but I really do. What else do we have? Should we stick to something new? It's a very short stream to end. I don't even know if I have the energy to do Truck Sim or anything anymore. Like, I am trying to actually wind down. GTFO is probably not the best game for that, but... What should we switch to? Something with chill music. Should we just have chill music? Ba-ba. Put it. See, I don't want to do American Truck Sim because that's going to be like an hour of non-stop driving. And it's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't really fancy the idea of just being sat there for an hour or 2 hours making a delivery. I don't really have... don't really have... Ooh, actually. Wingspan. Okay, so the card games I had before was the Solitaire Conspiracy. Cultist Simulator I haven't actually played and I don't know how to play it. Wingspan was also on the list, but Inscription's there too. HD Poker's not on the ban list. We could actually... Ring of Pain. What?